Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christy with Van Natten Company. It's Friday, January 15th. I'm going to go over the markets with you. You had a pretty ugly start to the day. A lot of that had to do with the outside markets. Actually, I'll go ahead and say all of it had to do with the outside markets. The Dow was down 500 points at one point. You continue to have concerns about whether or not this economy is where the numbers are stating it is. As you're starting to hear it, it's a big debate as far as the politics go, but it even follows through to saying, okay, we got good numbers. You came in here and said the Federal Reserve was okay at raising interest rates because all the numbers seemed okay, but people are starting to question whether that's really true or not and how our economy is holding up. And because of that, we started to find a little bit of pressure on our stock market, and you have to include that with the fact that the Chinese stock market is down 20% since its high in December. So that is a huge issue. And what that's doing is saying, okay, if our economy isn't as great as a lot of people are thinking it is, how are we going to be able to handle currently an economy from one of the top economies throughout the world? We do a lot with China, and so you're starting to have those issues there and starting to worry a little bit. And so that followed through too. You had the energy markets get hit once again. That puts crude actually in the 20s per barrel, $29.50 at one point today. You've taken off about $100 per barrel on the crude oil price in the last year and a half. So outside markets really negative. The dollar was lower. It came back a little bit, down 30. So that gave some support mostly to the wheat market just because it's such a globally driven one. So wheat and corn actually able to hold its own against soybeans in the outside markets today. Corn up 5, wheat up 3 to 5. The bean market just wasn't able to hold on, down 3 to 4. It didn't have the best NOPA crush report this afternoon, coming off some okay weather in South America, and so there's just enough pressure along there. It'll be interesting to see what managed money's done as they're near record short in corn, if they came in here and eased up on those positions or not. Meat markets just couldn't get going with the stock market. Feeder cattle, live cattle like to follow that stock market pretty closely, and with it being down as hard as it is, it slowly put them down limit lower in both live cattle, feeder cattle. Hogs trying to stay somewhat positive, weren't able to do it, but they weren't as negative as both cattle markets being down about 55 cents to $1 there. You're going to have an interesting weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. You have Monday off from trading because of Martin Luther King Day. So you're going to get in here and come to this market a little bit antsy on Tuesday to see how the stock market's going to react and see if you've gotten any change in the weather patterns as far as South America does. I have to close with a disclaimer. Trading in futures and options involves risk of loss and not be suitable for all producers. Have a great day.